Finlay Oval in Wangaratta, where the Rovers in 8th position are hosting the Wodonga Bulldogs. Both teams, particularly the Bulldogs, are off to a really good start for season 2026.
They are, and I think the exciting thing about today's game is just the young talent that is going to be on the court with both teams. So I'm really looking forward to watching those young players against each other.
I think for the Rovers too, very young, and though they haven't notched a win yet, they have really put it to some teams. And talking to Minna just earlier in messages yesterday, she was really confident in the list that she's got and what their future holds for all of them.
Absolutely, and I know I've spoken to Minna before about the young players and I guess her role in trying to develop a style of play that might be different to what they've played before. So I'm expecting to see a different style out there today with the players they've got. Sammy Krelsham is back into that lineup, so they've got some great leadership out front with her, and then a mix of some beautiful young superstars who are coming through.
You mentioned Sammy Krelsham, and we will have a look at the Wangaratta Rovers team list for today. They are coached by Minna Lamb, in goal shooter Sophia Pasquale, goal attack Sammy Krelsham, wing attack Ellie Miller, centre Holly McCarthy, wing defence Lara Judd, goal defence Lily Palmer, with goalkeeper in Samantha Braithwaite, and on their interchange Beck Crouchheim, Lainey Draper, Lily Lister and Anna Harding. So you mentioned a little bit of experience. Players like Holly McCarthy, they've been at the Rovers for a long time, but this year probably their second consistent season in A grade.
It is, and I think they will have gained a lot of experience, and Soph Pasquale again last year had lots of opportunity on that A grade court, so those opportunities really hold them in great stead for this year when they're trying to cement their sides. It just takes out that intimidation factor, I think, when they're coming up against players who potentially they've played against before, and they're a bit familiar with the speed and the intensity of the game.
Sammy Krelsham also coming back after a season at the Euro Magpies, joined by sister Beck Krelsham, and I remember playing against Sammy, and she's so unassuming in the circle and can shoot from anywhere. I think given her size, a lot of the opposition often give away a lot more height than she has, so she can notch those shots from anywhere. So I think she's a little danger player in there for the Bulldogs.
She is.
For the Rovers, sorry.
Yeah, her long range shooting can be spot on, and speaking to defenders, they do find her really hard to play against because she's strong but she's on the move, and you know, she's meeting the ball all the time, and so they're not getting those easy ones overhead, so they really have to up their work rate on her.
Absolutely. As we look now to the Wodonga Bulldogs team for today's clash, they are coached by Noel Holton, and off to a flying start. They've had some really good contests, only went down by the narrowest of margins last weekend. And starting in goal shooter Abby Bloy, goal attack Molly Moylan, wing attack Maddie Nation, centre Braille Reeves, wing defence Ellie Ainsworth, goal defence Ari Cohen, and goalkeeper Cara Woodman, with Asha Hodgkin, Georgia Evans and Jada Bradshaw on the bench as well. Again, a mix of youth and experience.
It is, and I think, you know, we know that some of these players are really, really strong juniors, and Molly Moylan, she is just so steady in that goal attack. She's, you know, never looks flustered, never looks like she's under pressure, turns and shoots. She's really courageous with the ball, so she will be a huge leader for them on the court. Ari Cohen is phenomenal. Her attack and intensity at the ball, for anyone that's watched Ari play, is outstanding. And so they've got these players who are willing to really put their bodies on the line. And then you've got a Cara Woodman who's now had a couple of seasons at Bulldogs. So again, although we've seen her shift from goals to defence, another one of these tall players that can do that. But again, familiar with the competition, familiar with the style of netball, and yeah, again, looking forward to seeing what they do. They've really taken it to a couple of teams. You know, they had a narrow loss to North Albury, but you know, talking to people that were at that game, really felt that they probably should have and almost deserved to win that game.
Excellent, and we are going to bring to you now the first quarter, thanks to our sponsors, Blacklocks Lavington. This is our round 5 clash where the Wangaratta Rovers take on the Wodonga Bulldogs. As the sign sounds for first quarter, Rovers with the centre pass. Sammy Krelsham in goal attack finds McCarthy on a great drive to circle edge.
And the other thing about Woodman going back into keeper for Wodonga is that the height that she gives them. She's the tallest in the circle out there at the moment.
And Pasquale puts the Rovers on the board. McCarthy finds Pasquale on the baseline.
Great timing on that drive by Pasquale too.
Nice screen from Sammy Crocham as well. Centre pass for the Bulldogs goes to Moylan.
So Braithwaite, a new player to the competition, someone we're not familiar with, so
Moylan, oh, beautiful rebound from Abby Bloy. And a goal for the Bulldogs, taking the score 2-1 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard. Abby Bloy, she's shot some great numbers to start this season.
she absolutely has, and another player who did get the opportunity quite a few times last year, played in the B grade, but certainly came onto the A grade court a number of times, and another one of their juniors who's come through the 17s at Wodonga, part of that really strong group of players they had for a couple of years. And I think the really important thing for Abby is to keep putting up those big numbers. Molly Moylan is going to attract a lot of attention. We know that. So if Abby can have a big effect on the scoreboard, then it really makes the defenders and the opposition accountable. And it takes the pressure off Molly and allows her to get her goals up too.
Some great defensive efforts here in back play from the Bulldogs, holding the Rovers up, but they've managed to maintain possession and take another score to the board, 3-1. Defensive pressure there from Ainsworth on the centre pass.
Getting some feedback that the live stream footage may not be coming through, so apologies for that. We'll try and get that rectified as soon as we can.
Miller. Ball just being passed around. Bloy using Moylan on the baseline, and the Bulldogs add to their tally 4-3 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard. Crocham, McCarthy in the pocket. Chases on. Woodman, it's a little tap to it. Shot is good. 5-3 in favour of the Rovers. Nice connection between Nation and Moylan to goal, 5-4. 4 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock. And Crocham has her eye in early in this round 5 clash.
And I love the way Sammy just gets that ball up quickly, high, before the defenders have got too much time to get a set over the shot.
Contest between two centres. Nice pass there from Bloy to Moylan, falling out of court.
I'm looking forward to this contest in centre here today between Holly and Brielle Reeves. I think they're a great matchup on each other. Brielle's obviously new to the competition. And you see the overhead pass to
Woodman
Pasquale.
with her eyes down.
Just beat her fingers though, didn't it, Ree? They won't get away with too many of those, I don't think.
And
Great
lovely
work in
strong
the air.
rebound from Ari Cohen. As we were walking in today, Tam, we were amongst the land of the Giants.
I was amongst the land of the Giants. At least you were up there with them somewhere.
Yeah, we were talking about some of the younger athletes from today's clash seem to have grown in the off-season quite considerably.
Yes, I wouldn't mind a little bit of what they've got as we see the ball.
Interrupted play there from Lara Judd.
So Rovers with an opportunity here on Wodonga Centre.
Or stuck then right on the sideline was Lily Palmer. She's found some space. And McCarthy did well to find the centre channel there.
So Palmer, another one of the Rovers juniors who's
McCarthy, what a drive. Sorry,
great
Tam.
drive. Been part of their strong 17 side over the last couple of years, making the step up to A grade, which is fantastic. As we see Pasquale nail another one for the Rovers. They go to 7, leading the Bulldogs 6.
Oh,
And it's a Rover centre pass.
not a centimetre between Croucham and Colin there. Great contest. The ball opening up in the circle nicely for the Rovers. Taking them to 8 goals to 6 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard.
Oh, and great vision from Bloy and passing there to find Moylan right under the post. So nice quick releases from the Bulldogs.
We're nearly halfway through this first quarter and really not much is separating these two at the moment. Both finding some nice passages to post.
You feel like it could be like this for a part of the game, and be interested to see which side really gets a break on the other, as we see Croucham with a nice take in that front space, moving into the ball. Can't nail it, but Pasquale able to pull in the rebound. So Pasquale plays a nice wing attack as well, really athletic player, can play a few different positions.
Oh, beautiful read from Lily Palmer. And accountable from all 4 defenders, enabled her to really go for that ball.
And having the courage. Rovers just being held up here. Wodonga really going to man-on-man defence. And that's a very close to 3 seconds and was. So Bulldogs get the ball back. Bloy with the quick hands. And she takes them to 8, trailing the Rovers 9 here on the NZ, the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard.
Judd in wing defence, providing that extra option on the line. McCarthy again. Oh, and Woodman. Really great turn of her body there. Got one hand to it. An offside call moves the penalty inside the circle. It'll be a pass only. Oh. And a nice little pop from Pasquale takes the Rovers to 10. 8 minutes gone here on the NZ Albury time clock.
And Wodonga just held up at the centre, but eventually
Maddie Nation doing a mountain of work in wing attack.
And it was, the first lead was cut off, but it was her willingness to go again and keep working until she found that space. Great tap by Ainsworth, but umpire calls contact.
Ellie Miller and Ellie Ainsworth are having a great tussle in that wing attack, wing defence combination. Just not enough space quite there for Ellie Miller to drive through.
Oh. Nice release to Cohen. So Bulldogs really seem to have a great connection between each other down the court, turning and releasing.
That really efficient 1 second release.
And that comes from trust in players and teammates, doesn't it? Trusting that the player is going to get to the ball.
Oh,
great vision.
Great vision from Moylan and beautiful timing from Bloy. Sucked Braithwaite out and she just can't quite put it to post.
Molly Moylan's had a busy start to the year off the back of the National Netball Championships a few weeks ago, where she represented the Victorian under-19 side, as we see her do her best to get an intercept there.
And ending up with that bronze medal.
And had an outstanding tournament from all reports. Played a big part in Victoria getting that medal.
Particularly, I think we did talk about, the start that Victoria had probably wasn't the way that they intended things to go, as Rovers take their score to 11.
And I have heard from a few people that she was probably very unlucky not to be considered for that named in that Australian team, according to a few sources. Had a lot of court time and was very instrumental in a lot of their wins.
McCarthy deep in the pocket, finds Croucham. Woodman
unlucky.
Half a step away.
Yeah, she was unlucky there. Just probably needed to come around the body slightly more. And I wonder if she just needs to come off the body a little bit and just sit in that space in front and hedge slightly, just to create a bit of doubt. Croucham finding the body.
Oh. And time has been called. Just the umpires clarifying what happens there. still deliberation. They're not sure whose hand it came off, whether it might have come off the defender's hand to go through the ring, and then what happens.
Yeah, so play on if it comes to a defender's hand. But if it's come off a Wodonga hand, it's goal.
Wodonga goal, which has occurred here. So it is 12 goals to 11 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard.
I'm fresh up on my rules read. Just recently sat the umpire exam, so ask away.
Oh, great rebound from Pasquale. That was a really nice change up in the attacking play from the Rovers there, with Sophia on the move a little bit higher out of the circle. Oh, Palmer really going with Moylan, but he's out of play, so Braithwaite's going to be kept busy in this circle with two of them. She takes a dig, but just getting pinned for the contact. Moylan with the long range shot, and Palmer, beautiful rebound, two-handed, nice and strong. The space on the transition for Rovers in that instance. McCarthy. Asher Hodgkin has come on into goalkeeper. And Pasquale takes the Rovers to 14, leading the Bulldogs 11. Their centre pass to come. Miller. Double play with Pasquale. And a great defensive unit work there from all Bulldogs players in this goal, their defensive goal third. Ainsworth finds Reeves. Parallel pass there, but they combat the defensive pressure of the Rovers.
And well held there by Reeves. She saw Bloy heading in, but there was a defender in that space. So reset to someone else.
Beautiful shot from Molly Moylan. Takes the Bulldogs to 12. 12 and a half minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock. Penalty just being set.
And the benefit Wodonga have down in that attack end is that Moylan and Bloy have played a lot of junior netball together, and they do have a wonderful connection. And I know we've certainly seen that when they've been in Ovens and Murray sides together, both part of the 17 and under side. For the last couple of, last year and the year before, and it really becomes obvious the connection they have.
Ellie Ainsworth's work rate just then making Ellie Miller really have to work to even get an inch of space in front. Pasquale getting the goal for the Rovers, taking their total to 15, leading the Bulldogs 13.
Yes, Ellie's a regular at the Yard Gym Albury. Bit of a shout out to them, I reckon.
Oh, good contest there. Braithwaite contacting in the movement, and again a contest of the ball under the ring, and the Rovers with the benefit of the throw-in. Judd, launches, and just not quite enough.
Oh, but well watched from Ari Cohen. She saw it was going out, got to ball, and was smart enough to be able to tap that to Molly Moylan and keep it in, although there's been a turnover since. So it's back in Rovers' hands, but certainly seeing a lot of players being prepared to go for the fly and attack the ball as we see Miller. Just wait. And I think contact before the foot was,
no, it was the foot was out.
First.
Yep. Just run out of space.
Yeah, and Pasquale a couple of times has got very deep on that line and hasn't given herself much space to try and catch a ball.
Oh, pressure that this quarter has built has caused just a couple of late scrappy balls. McCarthy using the opposition's body really well there, staying up straight and in play. And Miller finding Pasquale on the baseline. Cohen.
Just did enough to get a tip to it. So ball going
ticking. We've got
way.
about 15 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Can Bulldogs get to post? Bloy refeeds, turns. And Braithwaite with the rebound. And time sounds for the end of the first quarter. This is O&M Live Netball. We will be back with the second quarter after the break.
Boxing Day, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. I'm Rhiannon Harris. With me, Tamara Matthews. The second quarter is but moments away with the Rovers.
Bulldogs with a very
turnover.
quick turnover.
Similar to what the Rovers did at the start of the first quarter.
So, only change for the Wodonga Bulldogs is in defence. Ari Cohen to wing defence. Asher Hodgkin to goal defence. Cara Woodman back into goalkeeper. Ellie Ainsworth on the interchange.
Molly Moylan brings us level. 15 goals apiece here in this second quarter.
Miller looks at Pasquale, but she just went a bit early, got stationary, and Woodman was able to come through.
I actually think Woodman probably could have taken that clean lap with two hands, but
slightly hesitated.
Yeah. Nice goal there from Sammy Crelcham. Rovers put their first one on the board for the second quarter. Hodgkin finds Reeves. McCarthy offline.
Another game today, Ree, that will be very interesting to have a look at. Be Yarrawonga taking on Wangaratta Magpies. Two teams that I think will probably make up the top three, and it's Yarrawonga by 2, 46 over Magpies 44. So we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like it'll be a great game. The others, it's Lavington leading Myrtleford by 5, and the Raiders with an 11-goal win. Lead over Colorado Glen. So we see Pasquale take the penalty. It's right under the post, so opts to step back, and the goal awarded.
So we're on centre pass at the moment, a minute and a half into this second quarter. This round 5 clash, Moylan and Bloy really working the refeed and finding net. 17 goals apiece here on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. Contest on the rebound. Crelcham just can't quite get it to drop. off the Bulldogs' hand last. The change up there to the bounce pass. And Pasquale nails it. 18 plays 17. Bulldogs with the centre pass.
Great give and go from Moylan. And balanced by Bloy. Oh, hit the post, but able to fall back her way. Settles again to try and find Moylan.
I don't know how that ball has stayed in along that baseline in all those instances.
And Rovers haven't been able to get to it.
The pass there between Moylan and Bloy was definitely indication of how much they understand each other and where they want the ball.
And they just stayed composed enough. You know, maybe 12 months ago that would have gone a different way, but I think it wasn't going their way. They were able to stay balanced, composed, and find each other in that moment. So well done to them.
Quick goal from the Rovers, 19 plays 18, 3 minutes 13 gone on the Albury NZ time clock.
Strong drive by Moylan, drove at the player and then popped off into that front space to receive an easy ball.
I would like to say, Tam, I think so far, from the games that we've broadcast this season, this would have to be one of the cleanest games. There's been lots of contested ball, yes, but lots of staying in play, but the actual way in that the ball is moving down court for both teams, there's a lot of structure there.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree, Ree. I think, as you said, certainly through that centre third, both sides really clean in their possession. Their timing has been spot on most of the time.
Maddie Nation, talk about timing, beautiful connection there with Hodgkin in goal defence, finding Bloy on her own, and again, Nation, every second pass in that play from the halfway point, and the Bulldogs hit the lead, 20 goals to 19. They've broken the Rovers centre pass. Can the Rovers do the same?
Molly Moylan currently sitting second on the hot shots ladder for the A grade on 88%. Will we see another big score from her today?
Judd's long reach, but just a little bit too close. Bulldogs capitalise. 19 plays 21. Pasquale on the baseline. Beautiful goal from Sophia Pasquale.
Great drive to the top of the circle
ball
by Nation, finds Moylan.
And Bloy also had used that centre channel as well. 22 plays 20, 5 minutes.
And Woodman, well watched. You saw the loose ball, pounced on it early. So it's Wodonga with ball in hand again. Cohen goes cross court to Hodgkin and Bloy, finding a lot of space now in attack, it feels like the Bulldogs. And really clean options to Ree.
Penalty just being set. Opting for the pass. And turn and to post. 23 plays 20. As we said in that first quarter time, it'll be the team that capitalises on a small break, which the Bulldogs have.
You just feel like the momentum is sitting with
favour,
them,
and
yeah. And how can it not when you
shoot like that?
Banging him from there.
24 plays 20.
And I think this is the challenge for Minna and for her Rovers, being such a young and quite a new team, is that their ability to try and stay in these games and not let things blow out. Keep attacking the ball.
They too have had some McCarthy, really great, and did well to chase that up. There hadn't been a whistle call.
Miller doing a lot of work there in wing attack.
Oh, just not quite enough on the pass in that instance. And just a short shot, but the rebound has fallen in the Rovers' favour. And they've pinned 2 quick goals back. It reads 24-22 the Bulldogs' way on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. Pasquale, great movement. And a beautiful goal from Pasquale. 3 quick goals for the Rovers.
And Ainsworth rolled into that centre position for the Bulldogs, replacing Reeves.
To hold possession there.
And a change in the centre for the Rovers as well. Just a bit of a loose ball. So Wodonga will get the ball back.
Cohen, Ainsworth, transition. Timing again between Moylan and Bloy. Ainsworth deep in the pocket. And Bulldogs capitalise, taking them to 25, leading Rovers 23 on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard.
So Simpson, Bryony Simpson for the Rovers has rolled into centre. So both teams opting to give their centre players a bit of a rest on the bench. As we see Crelsham sink it for the Rovers, take them to 24, trailing the Bulldogs 25. Ainsworth to Nation. Nation been able to find plenty of space off that transverse line at most centre passes.
She's finding really that connection with Moylan. 24 plays 26.
And because she's getting those centre pass receives fairly uncontested, Moylan's able to sit back, read off her and present for that second phase with plenty of space.
Sure what happened up the other end with the Rovers attacking play then. The ball kind of just was gifted to Hodgkin.
Communication,
which will be disappointing, but Moylan finding a little bit of space now in that circle.
Yeah, Nation recognising that and really quick release off the hands there.
27 plays 24. And the Bulldogs have gone to 28.
Crelsham goes to Miller in the pocket. Strong take from Miller. And the umpire found a penalty, so it'll be Crelsham under the post for the Rovers. Gets it over the hands, but can't sink the goal, and Hodgkin strong on the rebound. And great on the give and go out of defence as well. So Bulldogs quick to their alternate transverse line.
Nice hands from Lily Palmer, but that attacking transition from one end to the other from the Bulldogs, pretty seamless. They're just moving that ball so quickly, and the Rovers aren't really having a chance to actually set up their defensive pressure.
No, they're not being able to dictate where they want Wodonga to go at all. They're sort of chasing a little bit, so.
Sure. Minalam will be all over that at the halftime break as 10 minutes have gone in this second quarter on the NZ Albury time clock.
Bloy with a wonderful chase, keeps the ball in play and has a teammate in Nation backing her up. And Moylan ends up with the ball and through the net. So Bulldogs to 30, quickly extended that back out. 6-goal lead over the Rovers 24. Rovers got back to within a goal there, Ree.
Ooh, and a heavy fall from Ellie Miller. Just tangle of legs, which there's plenty of those out there.
Yeah. Just up her lace. I wonder if that played a part in that. But
time is back on the NZ Albury time clock.
We see a change for the Rovers while the ball was down the other end.
Braithwaite's gone off. Judd, that was in wing defence, has gone into the circle to goalkeeper. As Bryce Simpson takes the centre pass for the Rovers.
Harding to wing defence.
Nice hold and a nice goal from Sammy Crelsham. 26 the Rovers, 31 the Bulldogs on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. Beautiful defence from Judd and managing to stay in play. Ari Cohen.
Great defensive play there. To any young kids watching, that outside arm around allowed her to get that ball cleanly. And we see Moylan finish off.
The Bulldogs are 33, the Rovers are 26. 12 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
Lloyd just changing up her angle there, driving the opposite side of the circle.
Arnold than using the really technical term of the slash arm.
Yeah, it is highly technical.
To show just the defensive pressure that was there and managing to find a little bit more space. Pasquale nets the next one, 34 plays 27. So there's a bit of a gap on the scoreboard. Really not too much separating either team so far in this round 5 clash.
And Rovers roll Beck Krelsham into wing attack.
Chance for Ellie Miller to have a look at what's happening on court. The experience of those sisters on the transverse line.
Yeah, I wonder how many games they've played together. It'd be a lot, wouldn't it? And Beck just really steady, waiting for the play to present. Getting around hands, finds Sammy. Sammy, beautiful shot for goal. She takes Rovers to 28, trailing the Bulldogs 35. Bulldogs with centre pass through Ainsworth.
Just over a minute and a half left.
Great pass and vision from Ainsworth to find Moylan lurking deep.
36 plays 28. Wangaratta Rovers need a couple of quick goals.
And Woodman again went out for it and just sort of poked at it with a hand, and I wonder if she could just slightly change up the angle and go two hands. She's a chance to get some of those balls.
Ainsworth, Moylan. The pressure being put on.
Great tap by Judd, and great chase to finish off too. And I think blood there on Molly Moylan. So the quick change coming for the Bulldogs. It'll be Brielle Reeves to slot into goal attack.
Nicely quickly umpired as well. Unlike in the Suncorp Super Netball the other week when the Swifts had the heritage dresses on and there was blood on the bibs and they didn't have a spare set of bibs for the heritage dresses. There was a little bit
Someone
of
ran backstage.
Yep.
Yeah, it was quite
the
a
professionals
circus.
can do that and leave a little bit of time, can't they?
Absolutely. Blue, the great strong lead. Finds Ainsworth across this other side of the circle. And great movement there from Reeves. Finds some space. Just couldn't sing it, and Palmer contested. Reeves probably waited for the call and didn't come, so Rovers rewarded.
Can they get it down for a quick goal on the eve of quarter time? They cannot. It is half.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Second half in this round 5 clash will be commencing soon. The score currently is the Bulldogs 36 leading the home team in the Rovers 29. Really, Tam, until the last few minutes of that second quarter, not too much separated either team.
No, they didn't. We saw Wodonga get out a little bit, but Rovers did really well to come back, and I think it got to within a goal. But then it just felt Wodonga just put the foot down. They lifted the pace and the intensity and felt like they were really dictating. Even when Rovers are coming back, it still felt like Wodonga are dictating and running where they almost want to run. So it'd be interesting to see what Rovers do this quarter and where they change up some of their structure and their defensive style to try and combat that. Whether they move to a offline defence and try and take away some of that space from the Wodonga Bulldogs will remain to be seen, but certainly a really clean game.
Absolutely, from both teams. And there's been some contested possession of ball, but well within the constraints. And I think, personally, I think that's been umpired fairly well to start this round 5 clash.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Molly Moylan is certainly putting herself in contention for the Revel Player of the Day. Her combination with Bloy and Nation in wing attack, she's been really dynamic.
She has, and like I said before, there would be very few centre passes she hasn't been able to get fairly uncontested. So I think if they can shut off that avenue and that first phase, at least forces Wodonga to look somewhere different, and Molly Moylan then has to adjust what she does, and then likewise Abby. So we see Rovers start off the quarter with their centre. Bert Krolsham remaining in wing attack, finds sister Sammy, and she sinks the first one of the quarter for the Rovers.
Takes them to 30, trailing the Bulldogs 36, and there it is, Nation with the first centre pass of this third quarter for the Bulldogs.
And we see Reeves has gone back into centre.
Moylan continues on her shooting way.
And Ainsworth to wing defence. McCarthy back into centre for the Rovers, and a great tap from Reeves.
Nice pass from McCarthy.
Fell the way of the Rovers. Not able to finish off, and Woodman with a strong rebound.
And interesting, on that centre pass, I was watching Noel Holton in the halftime break. Oh, McCarthy
She's been
deserved 2 hands for it.
She has been outstanding for Rovers.
At halftime, sorry, Tam, I did notice Noel speaking to Asher Hodgkin in goal defence and just showing him some body positioning. And it's interesting, on that centre pass, she let Sammy Krolsham out to take the centre pass, and then she dropped back to hold the body in the angle. And he was really celebrating that little defensive win at this end.
Oh, look, coaches love it when players listen and do what they're told, let's be honest.
Not us that still don't listen when they want to be a shooter and still don't get put there.
Spoke to Kylie Tyrrell the other week. She was very happy to have a little running goals, very briefly for Yarrawonga, might I say, but nevertheless, another defender who loves to have a shoot, as we see Wodonga again, just able to work it around Molly. Molly presented front. Great hold by Palmer, but umpire deemed it too close, so she'll get another shot on goal.
And Judd as well, so both defenders out of play. And Moylan, really not a player you want to be giving too many extra shots on goal. 39 plays 30. The score here on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard. Lovely goal from Sammy Krolsham. Breeze just coming up at W. Finlay and Laney, Harding, in wing defence. A lovely tip on the ball. Molly Moylan taking the Bulldogs to 40.
And the Yarrawonga Wangaratta score has Yarrawonga 46 over the Magpies 44. That, I suspect, is the final score. They did have an earlier start today. So
Due to the
Yarrawonga.
Yarrawonga Ladies' Day.
Yeah, so Yarrawonga a game clear of Wang on the ladder, and they'll now go 2 games clear.
Oh, Palmer, she did see it from a while away, but just couldn't quite get their turn. Oh.
And Wodonga, if
Willing
they
the
can get the win
players.
today, they'll jump Coral Rutherglen, who are trailing the Raiders, and go equal, go ahead of Wangaratta as well. So
The lead is out to 10, 41 plays 31. Bloy contacting.
Rovers just being held up and having to hesitate. Woodman thought about it.
Yeah.
Just left
Heads for
Pasquale
space.
home alone. So Rovers go to 32.
Oh, that's really disappointing for the Rovers, particularly on their own centre pass, not behind the line.
Yeah, that's a coach killer, isn't it?
Judd very close to getting the whole ball, but giving away the obstruction. And Moylan doing the damage again on the scoreboard. 10 goals is the difference. 42 plays 32 on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard.
Waiting for someone to come, and Palmer through the middle. Big ball to get to her. The Crawsham sisters working hand in hand, and McCarthy finally finds Crawsham inside the circle and to Pasquale. So you can just see Rovers really being held up, really having to stop and then wait for someone to find that space, but showing some good patience on that instance. Oh, just over the hands of Ainsworth was that pass into the pocket.
Thought it was going to dribble out, but Croucham managed to keep it in, and we're back to 8 goals. 42 plays 34. Nation forced back, so the defensive work rate of the Rovers stepped up. Penalty just being set. And Bloy connects to post. 43 plays 34.
Crawsham sisters again, 1-2. And McCarthy in the pocket. She's received a lot of balls there today.
Oh, Woodman. It was all but hers. She just couldn't get 2 hands to it. And Croucham capitalises. 43 plays 35. Holly McCarthy's a really beautiful player to watch. She kind of just
Glides, doesn't she?
Yeah, and she's
never looks too
deceivingly a lot
rushed.
taller as well, I think, as a mid-quarter. Never looks too rushed, but finds so much space. And I think it's actually the prelim work that she does. She looks through and only really goes when absolutely needed.
Having a great season in the VNL with the Western Warriors. Down there with Coach Minna Lamb as well, and Grace Hay from North Albury also at that club.
Rovers doing really well in that instance, not to force the pass and taking the extra pass so that the play wasn't as contested and congested.
And again, that connection between Moylan and Bloy. Bloy just waiting and then into the space. And Moylan's so strong on the drive at the ball.
Hard to believe she's still playing B grade and under 17s last year, and A grade, a bit of everything.
Woodman with a beautiful clean intercept.
Reward for effort, I think.
Absolutely. So Wodonga quickly into their goal circle.
Contact against Judd. And Moylan takes the Bulldogs back out to a 10-goal lead. 46 plays 36 on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard.
And we see Judd really contesting Bloy a little bit more on that drive out of the circle than she was in the previous quarter. Bloy still managing to find that front position, but may start to create a bit of doubt in the passer's mind.
And Another goal for the Bulldogs, another goal to Maddie Moylan. Croucham to Croucham. Oh, just confusion, but Pasquale. Enough warning.
And smart little pass in from McCarthy. Just around the body and low to Croucham. Made it almost impossible for Woodman to get to. So Wodonga with centre pass. Reeves to Nation again.
Very clear from the umpire there that the penalty was taken. I feel like the Rovers really just need to break into this deficit over the next few minutes. We're already halfway through this third quarter if they are going to be able to contest this margin. And there's one, back to 10 goals, 38 plays 48.
Moylan taking the Bulldogs to 49, leading the Rovers 38.
Strong take from Sammy Croucham.
I was just watching the play before that. Pasquale tried to match Cohen on the body with the drive, but Cohen was just too strong and didn't allow Pasquale into that front space at all. Ari Cohen, a member of the Owens and Murray 17 and under representative side, so still only a very young player, but really cemented her spot in A grade last year and this year.
It's like she was hearing us just then.
Yes, here's one we prepared earlier. But
McCarthy
like I
good
said
song.
earlier, Ari Cohen's attack on the ball certainly leaves nothing to the imagination. She's a real competitor, as we see here. She's got two. Pasquale finds the ball and takes the Rovers to 40. 10 goals the difference, with Wodonga centre to come. So Rovers just disrupting Wodonga's timing slightly more on that centre pass than they did in that last quarter. But Wodonga able to find their way to goal still. So certainly a lot of trust in these Wodonga players with each other. Great drive by McCarthy, well contested by Ainsworth.
And Pasquale, she nearly bounced that one through the ring. Lainey Draper, apologies to you, Lainey, has come into goal defence.
And we've seen Jada Bradshaw come into centre as well for the Bulldogs. Lainey in the 17s, a wonderful player in that competition.
$11 goals the difference. 11 minutes passed in this third quarter. Croucham and Pasquale really having a great knowledge of each other in there. I think as the season progresses, that will only strengthen. Though both players have been at Rovers for a long time, they wouldn't have played a lot of netball together yet, particularly because Sammy wasn't here last season.
Yeah, that's right. And I think Pasquale, when she came into A grade last year on the few occasions, she was predominantly running in the mid-court, so...
Oh, Cohen saw it. She did well.
To not give anything away, didn't she?
Not anything. And Croucham capitalises on the scoreboard. We're back to a 10-goal game. Bradshaw in centre, finds Moylan. Nation. Nice hands from Annie Harding on the circle edge.
Great defensive effort. I'd love to see a matchup, Lainey Draper on Maddie Nation, see whether she could
combat the
just
speed.
try and take her out of the game a little bit. Lainey Draper's incredible closing speed.
Pasquale and Woodman She has been a good man. It's been a great tussle today. To the last few minutes in this third quarter.
And
on
Judd,
the NZ Albury time
yeah,
clock.
good contest between Judd and Boyd then, and Judd rewarded. Just worked into that front position.
Oh, Moylan nearly with the defensive stat. The sisters find one another. Oh,
Beck just
Sammy.
launched that
Yep.
and said, Sammy, that is yours. You need to find a way to get to that ball.
And again, just in these last couple of minutes, balls just become a little bit scrappy. Players starting to get a little bit tired, fatigued. Bradshaw, oh, and Judd.
Yeah, there was a
That's
front and a back option. They opted to go over the back.
Oh,
But Cohen with a great tip managed to stay onside, but just tapped the ball down to a player in the goal third, and Wodonga again with ball under post, and Moylan finishes off.
55 plays 44 on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard.
Cohen thought about it, but Crawsham safe hands in the pocket to McCarthy. Oh, and some space opened up nicely, and she did a great job, Sammy Crawsham, of keeping that ball in, but just couldn't find a teammate.
Mate, not the right colours. Bloy. Oh,
Beautiful goal off the hands of Abby Bloy.
just turn and bang. 56 into the last minute on the NZ Albury time clock of this third quarter.
And Judd just coming out and contesting a bit more with Bloy on that drive. But the beautiful thing was that Abby stayed on the drive and came out and long and opened up the space behind, and then gave herself space to drive hard back into the circle.
And that's experienced play there from Beck Croucham. She got both defenders to overcommit while she stood and then propped to move forward. 57 plays 45. Bulldogs, that 12-goal buffer on the JJ's Waste and Recycling
And
scoreboard.
Draper hands to ball and gives Rovers an opportunity here for a late goal, and it's Sammy Crawsham under the post, makes no mistake. Right on the buzzer, Ree.
On the siren for three-quarter time, it is the Bulldogs 57 leaving the Rovers 46. We'll be back after the break for the fourth and final quarter. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set.
Welcome back to O&M Live, the fourth and final quarter of this round 5 clash, where the Rovers
and a held ball on the shot. So a turnover straight away to Wodonga. We see Woodman has come out to goal defence. Cohen back in goalkeeper, Ainsworth centre. Asher Hodgkin to wing defence. Rio Reeves to wing attack. So Noel's throwing the bibs in the air a little bit out there.
And a beautiful pickup from Ellie Miller. They will want to capitalise on this.
Rovers have remained steady, although Draper has gone to wing attack, to wing defence, apologies.
Mina must be listening in her spare time on the sideline.
She's a devout listener. Judd to goal defence and Palmer back into goalkeeper. And I guess for Palmer, she's been able to just sit off and watch what's happening out there. And a great contest there at the ball.
Moylan stepping in. And makes no doubt 58, leading the Rovers 47, fourth quarter, thanks to Border Band Ag.
Nice contest on the circle from Hodgkin, and she's rewarded with the ball. So just her strength there on the circle won her that ball. Big ball to Moylan and great timing by Bloy, and Wodonga doing some great work around the circle to get that ball to shooters there.
And Moylan notching another one, 59, plays 47. I was actually going to mention late in that third quarter, Tam, that the score also, both teams, quite a high scoring game as well.
Yeah, and we saw Rovers score low in their first game of the season, but they've certainly increased their scoring each round as they've gone on. Wodonga likewise had a lower scoring game first round against Corowa, but then been in the 50s each game since then. Even against Raiders, managed to score 54 goals. So,
great rebound from Crelcham.
But this will be certainly one of Rovers' better performances. 50 goals they scored against Corowa. So the way they're going, they're certainly going to top that. So, and that's the sort of thing I guess you will expect to see from these young developing sides as the season progresses and they start to connect more and develop some relationships on the court. They'll start to find goal a little bit easier as we see a beautiful pass from McCarthy to Pasquale over the top. Great release, and Rovers are pretty happy with that. The interchange bench are up and about and clapping.
And their centre pass to come as well. So I think if they're probably their discussion at three-quarter time would be that if we can get a couple of quick ones and swing the momentum in our favour, they've got absolutely nothing to lose.
Absolutely not, and that's what I talked about earlier. It's challenging himself to stay in games and take it up to the opposition regardless of what the margin is.
As Pasquale brings us the margin to 10 goals, 60 plays 50.
And talking to Noel after their close game against North Albury the other week, I think Wodonga had gotten 4 or 5 goals down and came back and were unlucky not to win that in the end, I think. You know, and his comment was last year that might have blown out, that 4 or 5 goals, but the difference being this year is that there's that belief now and that, you know, being brave enough to take sides on and try and get the win.
And absolutely, and I think both teams having lots of youth as well, that when those margins start to creep out as well, that's when concentration can wane and those sorts of things as well. So being able to stay in those 15-minute efforts as well. So this 10-goal buffer is in the way of the Bulldogs. Fourth quarter, thanks to Border Bandag. 4 minutes already gone on the NZ Albury time clock. Just a half a second late from Judd. And Molly Moylan hitting the scoreboard once more. 62 plays 51.
Tell you what is also on point with Molly Moylan is her hair every week. Absolutely on point.
There's no fluffy bits, are there?
No, she's
high performance hair.
Absolutely. She's not watching the TikToks.
And Pasquale keeps the margin at 10. getting that centre pass and finds Bloy coming out of the circle. Two are on Moylan. Palmer coming off.
Oh, great strong drive by Moylan. Couldn't take it cleanly, but managed to get the contact call. Step up. Sneaky little pass to Bloy. She finishes off for the Bulldogs. 63 plays 52 on the Border Bandag scoreboard. McCarthy eventually able to find Krelsham. Sammy, that is.
And again, into that circle, the refeed to Miller. Oh! Ari Cohen did well with her back to the ball then. But he stood out of play. And Pasquale adds another one to the Rovers tally. 63 the Bulldogs with the centre pass, leading the Rovers 53. Rebound to the Rovers.
And Ainsworth with a great contest on the centre. But offside. And Rovers with ball in hand.
Judd did well then because she knew she was off balance to actually give a good long pass away. And Palmer good in support.
We've seen a little bit today. Maybe it's the youth and nimbleness of them, Ree, that we've seen quite a few players able to keep their balance really well and keep the ball in.
Sammy Krelsham then, probably one of the more experienced players on court. She's taking a leaf out of the youth's book. And the goal. The margin is now 9. Bulldogs 63, Rovers 54. Rovers with their centre pass. Hodgkin contesting, giving away the contact. And great goal there from Sammy Krelsham. We're back to an 8-goal ball game. Bulldogs 63, Rovers 55 on the Border Bandag scoreboard.
McCarthy to Sammy Krelsham. Looked to find Ellie Miller, but she got lost between the Wodonga defenders there. And it will be a Wodonga throw-in. Probably just not the right option to go to. Wodonga defenders read it and came off the body to challenge that, and it's Ainsworth now.
Georgia Evans has come on into goal defence for the Bulldogs.
A youngster from the Bulldogs. So great to be able to get some court time and experience into these players.
Moylan again. And the margin quickly back out to 10. 65 plays 55. 8 minutes. 10 gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
Great 1-2 from Moylan and Nation there. Allow Bloy just to pop out and finish off. Rovers centre pass. It's Miller to Krelsham.
I have a feeling that our Revel player of the day is going to come from this attacking end of the Bulldogs. Both shooters have really executed movement plays well. I think Molly Moylan's probably shot the bulk of the goals, but her combination with Abby Bloy is one to watch for the future. Oh, Judd, she did so well to keep that in play. She just kept chasing.
And I think because they have such a great connection, it has allowed Noel to rotate those mid-quarters, particularly centre wing attack. They've got stability in the goal circle, and then it gives the players that roll through those positions an opportunity to learn how the shooters play and develop some connections so that when he needs to make those changes, he can do that. And likewise in defence, there's been a few chops and changes down there, but again, good to be able to get players used to that and doing that.
Pasquale deep on the baseline, connects to post. 67 plays, 57 on the Border Bandag scoreboard. Nation, Moylan, that combination between wing attack and goal attack that you mentioned, Tam.
Moylan sitting on 54 goals currently. And Bloy has just gone to 14, so certainly put up a lot of shots.
68 to 57. Oh, Ari Cohen, 2 hands. That was a beautiful intercept. Reeves in centre. She's just joined the court very, very unassumingly. And just add that one to Molly Moylan's tally. 69 plays 57 on the Border Bandag scoreboard. To the final 5 minutes of this clash.
Just getting a bit breezy here, Reed.
It is. The cloud cover's coming over. And the Bulldogs have gone to 70. Draper in wing defence finds Miller. Oh, beautiful shooting from both teams, though the Rovers are trailing on the scoreboard. I would like to think that the percentages from all 4 shooters on court are quite high today. .58 plays 71. Pasquale coming out.
Yeah, and they've shared the goals beautifully. The Rovers, Crawsham sitting on 24 and Pasquale on 33. So Pasquale now to 34. So not overly reliant on one particular shooter.
Nation, beautiful. Does well not to give that ball to Bloy. And Molly Moylan.
She says, I don't need to pass this off. I'll just take this one myself.
72 plays 59 on the Border Bandag scoreboard. Just over 3 minutes left on the NZ Albury time clock. And Pasquale, another beautiful goal. 72 plays 60.
So lots of attempts on goal. Rovers with 73 attempts and Wodonga with 86. So I guess that speaks to the way that the teams have moved through that and transitioned the ball through that midcourt. We spoke about how clean it has been.
Oh, the defensive unit nearly getting hands to ball there. But
Bloy unselfishly gives to Moylan.
Miller finds Pasquale deep on the baseline, not enough space. Next week, Tam, we will be broadcasting from Corowa, where Corowa will take on Yarrawonga. That game will be broadcast just slightly earlier due to Corowa's Ladies' Day. So I think we will be kicking off at 1 o'clock instead of the usual 2:20. So keep an eye on the OMFNL Live socials just for those time confirmations. But it will be good to see both teams. I mean, we've seen Corowa once already this season, but yeah, to get to broadcast Yarrawonga for the first time in this 2026 season.
Yeah, we haven't seen them, and I do believe there will be a significant milestone in that game with Sophie Hanrahan due to play her 200th A-grade Ovens and Murray game. So,
speaking of milestones, it would be remiss of me to mention Katie Dean. She's playing her 250th A-grade game today for the Wangaratta Magpies, which in that short loss to the Pigeons, and she's just a stalwart at the Magpies.
Absolutely, and a number of milestones happening this season. I think Molly Moylan played her 100th game last week. We've got Carly Nolan with a significant one coming up. Beck Olin, I believe, may also have a significant milestone. So, and I think Yarra may as well. So certainly plenty of players whose loyalty and dedication to the O&M and their clubs being celebrated, which is fantastic.
Nice hands from McCarthy deep in the line. Reeves will step up in the pocket to do that. Talking about the socials, the video that Steve Turbot put together about Carly Nolan from Albury Tigers was just beautiful.
Absolutely, and yes, they'll celebrate that milestone in the coming weeks. But again, another player who's incredibly loyal and dedicated to the club, and great to see her back playing and being a real leader, particularly for the youngsters at that club. They're really in a rebuilding phase, but having players like Carly Nolan certainly will help them.
Absolutely, and
another player sponsored by the Yard Gym, no?
Probably a player too in the form of her life as well, and really nice. And I loved in the video how she mentions that her kids get to watch her play.
Yes, pretty handy little sports
family.
Yeah, kids themselves, certainly Pippa the eldest. is doing some great things in her sport.
Scoring has just slowed down here a little bit until that goal went to post. 76 for the Bulldogs. The Rovers 60. Time imminent in this clash. 10 seconds to go on the NZ Albury time clock. And the Hooter signs for full time. It is the Bulldogs 76 defeating the Rovers 60 in this round 5 clash. Tamara Matthews will grab our O&M Live Player of the Day for today. As Tamara Matthews grabs our Player of the Day, Molly Moylan. Yeah. Now, do you want to come in this way, Mol? And I'll give you these headphones just so that you can hear Tam and I clearly. Oh, 76 to 60. What a great win.
Yeah, it was. I think, you know, we knew that we could push hard and get it done, but we had a bit of a slow start, but yeah, I'm really proud of all the girls. We did well.
Yeah, we were saying it was a really clean game, but your ball movement, your quick releases, is that something you've worked on? Because you seem to have, you know, a huge amount of trust and faith in each other to get there, and those 1 second releases were on all day.
Yeah, we just need we just trust each other with the ball, and I think that shows on the court. Yeah.
And you're in some pretty handy form. I just told you you shot 62 goals today, so not a bad effort. You're certainly knocking on the door of that Hot Shots Award, that's for sure, sitting 1% behind Lily Kelly, but she didn't play today, so you might be able to snare top spot there. But must be really nice. You and Abby obviously have played a lot together and have a great connection, and that must really help you guys.
Yeah, it does. I think we played together for years, so it's good. We probably both we both missed a few, but yeah, just backing each other up.
Yeah, and your combination with Maddie Nation as well in wing attack. She's a superstar, and she found a lot of space there. I think she nearly took every centre pass in the second and third quarter, or the majority of them. But then her ball speed is sensational.
Yeah, she's so good to play with. We just trust each other. Noel gets her. We just have one person getting the centre pass, one going second phase.
And just the only other thing is the switch with Cara Woodman going down into goalkeeper. She's looking to find some form down there, and she's, I think, going to be a real key to your game.
Yeah, I think, she's never played defence before, so she's doing
wow,
really
you would throw her into the fire. Yeah, she's doing well.
Well, Molly Moylan, our Revel Player of the Day for round 5. Congratulations and good luck for the comings of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks,
great job. Tam will just get a photo of you with the placard. This has been O&M Live Netball, our round 5 clash, where the Wodonga Bulldogs have taken the chocolates over the Wangaratta Rovers. Molly Moylan just getting her photo for the social media tiles. Tamara Matthews comes back on live. This has been O&M Live Netball. Tam Matthews next week takes us to Corowa. We'll have that clash a little bit earlier in the day, and they will take on Yarrawonga. Thank you. We'll see you next week. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.